So that report was brought to you 3 years ago. Madame Poga has since passed on, and the Vice President in a social media post said he received with sadness the death of my 85-year-old friend, Madame Dare Pogo, a cured leper whose deplorable conditions in Gurungu Motori in the Wawes municipality became a national conversation, and I provided her with a 2-bedroom house. I thank God for being able to put a smile on her face in the last years of her life. May Madame Dare's soul rest in peace. And that was a tweet by Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Ending this edition of the Midday News on Joy 99.7 FM with me, Bernice Abu Beidulansa. You can log on to myjoyonline.com for more news, including ECG discovers 33 structures illegally connected to national grid by one customer in the Tema region. The Midday News was brought to you by Petrosol, your clean fuel in full quantity. Petrosol, always a delightful experience, and Duraplus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC pipes and water tank. Where Duraplus goes, water flows. Thanks for your company once again. Do stay. Pastor Menso Trouble is next with Living Word.
Joy 99.7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
This Wednesday on the Joy Business Van, 3 fabricators into the production of cookware, furniture, gates, balustrades, and other aesthetic fabrications. We feature Jay's Design Innovations, which has produced as a first of its works an adjustable barbecue grill machine.
We were challenged to look within our society and then find a problem and solve.
But what makes the barbecue grill machine unique?
Our barbecue grill machine has a flipping mesh, so with that you pull down the handle and then the whole mesh flips over without you, the user, using your hands in contact with what you are grilling.
Young fabricators with big dreams.
We intend to be one of the best welding and fabrication company with precision quality in Ghana.
Catch Jay's Design Innovations on the Joy Business Van this Wednesday on TV, radio, online, and on ground. The Joy Business Van, powered by Joy Business and supported by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. And MTN, what are we doing today?
Baby Jet Under 16 has landed, and it's massive. 32 academy teams from Africa compete to gain recognition as the best of the best. Happening live at the Cape Coast Stadium from the 6th of June to the 13th of June. Live on your World of Champions Super Sport. Sponsored by KGL Foundation, Ghana Gas, Lyco General, Permafix Industries, Harry and Linda Foundation, Ashford, Don Simon, and partnered by GFA, PFAG, and Ghana Tourism Authority, Gold Star Consult, Paradise Water, and Champion Foods. Supported by the Samoa Jan Foundation.
Joy 99.7 FM, radio for the discerning listener. Bringing hope to many around the globe, transforming lives into legacy. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil. And now, today's word.
You know, one of the major reasons why Ghanaians and most Africans cannot penetrate the world is that we take our world with us wherever we are. So he's a Ghanaian in Accra. He goes to New York. He goes to settle in Ghana. They are doing adoring, naming, funeral, festivals. The same thing. Same thing. You go to their churches, it looks like some antiquated relics of history. But they are happy and people are dancing, yay, and then they are sorry, Edo. All right. Let me go. It's possible to multiply and not be able to influence the world. Let me show an example of Israel's example of how a people can multiply and still be powerless. Look to Exodus chapter 1, verse 7 to 10. Exodus chapter 1, verse 7 to 10. Are you there? I have to run to make my time. Exodus chapter 1, verse 7 to 10. It talks about Israel in Egypt. And this is quite fascinating. I want you to take note of this. It says, but the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly, multiplied, and grew exceedingly mighty. And the land was filled with them. Note that carefully. Mighty, multiplied, abundant, increased, filled the land. Verse 8. This is where trouble starts. Now there arose a new king over Egypt who did not know Joseph. Verse 9. Note this. And he said to his people, look, the people of Israel are more, everybody say more, and mightier, everybody say mightier, than we. Come, let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they multiply and it happen in the event of war that they also join our enemies and fight against us and so go up out of the land. This is an example of the kind of time, for whatever reason, whether they were obeying Genesis or whatever, they multiply children. They have plenty children. They were filled in the land. Now the Egyptians have become the minority because according to the Pharaoh, they are more than us. Can you imagine? The Israelites are now more than the Egyptians. Then the persecution started. There are 4 problems I noticed about Israel, and I just want to bring to your notice. The first one is that they were a majority without authority. They had the numbers, but no political power. They hadn't learned to convert their numbers into power. Let me talk to the church. In Ghana, Christians in Ghana, about 68% of the national population, according to the 2000 census. Of the total population of Ghana, 25% of them are Pentecostals or Charismatics. But Pentecostals and Charismatics, although they form the largest block of any identifiable group in Ghana, no politician ever seeks to appeal to them. Why? Because they have numbers, no direction. Do you know we can determine at every time the kind of leaders we want in this country? Instead of praying for it, we can make it happen. If you have the majority, you have to build power into that majority. Israel had the majority. By the way, just there going to Goshen, chewing their corn, eating kebab, just having a good life. Yeah, we've increased. Now we are the largest. We are more than these people. God has blessed us according to Abraham. Look at how we are. We are more. No authority. So when they went to parliament to legislate against them, there was no representative of Israel to counter that proposal. They were sitting down with their numbers, no authority. Woe on you if your business is everywhere in Ghana, but you don't have power blocks you control. Okay? All right? Secondly, they were a crowd without clout. They were a crowd without influence. Joseph was The last man who had influence. As a matter of fact, he was the one why they came to Israel. Joseph died and no Israelite considered, there is a power vacuum. Let me also build myself to be like Joseph, so that at every time these Egyptians will value us. They didn't care. Joseph died. They didn't replace Joseph. They didn't have any replacement. They were just having fun. No influence. The last man of influence is dead, and a new king arose who didn't have much value for them. If you don't build consistent influence generation after generation, you reduce your power. A crowd without any clout. They had numbers, but it was useless. Numbers is great, but it's not everything. Thirdly, they had strength without strategy. The Pharaoh said, they are stronger than us. They are stronger. These guys are strong. I don't know why he concluded they were strong, but I can imagine with the blessing of Abraham upon them, these Jews were big giants, big muscles, eating meat. You know, remember the curse that came upon Egypt didn't touch them. So these guys are doing well. Everything is working well. Their land is prosperous. When there was famine, they had food to eat because Joseph made sure they had food to eat. And I'm sure they were giving lands to farm, and they were sheep rearers, shepherds. That's a lot of protein. So most likely they were big guys, but no strategy. Big muscle, yeah. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, good, what's up? It's like most Africans, strong, no strategy. Strong, no strategy. Everybody, as for strength, everybody concedes we are strong. Strategy, nil. So the Egyptian says, we have a strategy for them. We will deploy their strength to build houses for us. So they imposed rigors on them. Woe in you when you are strong physically, but not mentally strong to make your strength protect you. Strength without strategy. You know, we always talk about, oh, Africa is strong, we have the oil, we have the minerals, and so what? Is strength without strategy. As I say always, we say Ghana has discovered oil. When did Ghana discover oil? Ghana hasn't discovered oil. Some American companies have discovered oil in Ghana's territorial waters. Strength without strategy. And we say we've discovered oil. You see what will happen. Fourthly, they were an army without ammunition. They didn't even understand the military implications of their numbers. But the Egyptians had looked at the situation and said, this thing has serious security threats for us. When we have war, these guys can turn against us. An army without ammunition. And the majority was enslaved by the minority. You say, oh, that's Bible. Oh, it happened in South Africa under apartheid. 5%, no, about 10% of the people rule the rest. Rule the rest. And we were singing, but only a few people, only a few whites control the rest of them. Because when you are an army without ammunition, when you are strong, you have no strategy. When you have the crowd, you have no clout. When you have majority, you have no authority. Somebody somewhere will enslave you. So when we talk about multiplying and filling the earth, it must come with a commensurate power system so that as you go out in the world, you don't become prey to the fowls of the air. Exodus chapter 23, I'm ending with this. Exodus 23, verse 27 to 30. This is how God said growth was going to take place in Israel after they left Egypt. He says, I'll send my fear before you. I'll cause confusion among all the people to whom you come. and will make all your enemies turn their backs to you. And I'll send hornets before you, which shall drive out the Hivite, the Canaanite, and the Hittite from before you. I will not drive them all out before you in 1 year, lest the land become desolate and the beasts of the field become too numerous for you. Little by little I will drive them out from before you until you have increased and you inherit the land. There are two dangers of fast growth in this passage, and I'm going to touch on that and wind up. First is the danger of the desolate land. This refers to occupying space you don't have the resources and the capacity to control. The space is too big. You are attempting something too big at one time. You started from Jerusalem and you are jumping to the uttermost parts of the world. But you start from Jerusalem, go to Judea, Samaria, ends of the world. You don't start from Jerusalem and go to Samaria. You go systematically, and that's how God says growth must take place. Be careful that you don't try to occupy or do something that is so big. You start a business and you have branches all over and you have no system of supervision. You are in big trouble. You start a church, you plant branches in places you've never been to, you can't control it, you are in big trouble. You have to grow systematically. Systematically. Why don't we have a church in Iceland? Who is going to pastor that? And how can I tell what's happening in Iceland? Why don't we have a church in Tokyo? We don't have the system to oversee a church in Tokyo. We have to grow from a center, in a point, in a place where we can always monitor the growth. Because if you can't monitor your growth, that growth will turn against you. Don't start a business and open branches all over. That's not the kind of growth God is talking about. It will give you a desolate land. Land you can't control. And many of us spread ourselves too thin. You must be fruitful, you must multiply, but when you're growing, it's Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, ends of the world. You go systematically from one logical spot to the other, and always building on your strength and leveraging your strength to the next place. That's God's system. That's God's way. And God himself is saying to Israel, I will not do it all at once. Why? Because if I do that, you cannot manage the growth. But I'm going to do it at a pace where you develop capacity, and then I give you more land which you can manage. Many people have killed themselves in business by expanding their businesses way bigger than even their staff strength. You've employed all kinds of low-level people who are buga, they don't know anything, and you've built this huge business. They will collapse your business for you. They don't have the capacity. So be careful of the desolate land syndrome. Second danger is numerous beasts. Numerous beasts. A lot of beasts. This refers to provoking enemies you don't have the resources to fight. Not everybody should be provoked. There are certain people, even when they are annoying you, you must smile. Because you can't fight them. Wait, you can fight them next 3 years. Don't face them when you are weak. Tolerate them, humor them, and whilst you're doing that, build your strength. And one of these days, when they start doing the same things they were doing 3 years ago, you have the ability to say, shut up. Not every fight must be fought. Not every battle must be fought. Sometimes it's good to lay low and not make people know how strong you are. Don't expose your strength. Don't expose your ability. Don't brag about what you can do. And don't throw your weight about and make enemies that you can't fight. Because believe you me, in this world, whilst you are peacefully going about your business, somebody is strategically thinking of eliminating you. So don't provoke beasts you can't fight. And when you are making enemies, make them few. Don't make too many enemies. You have an enemy of Ministry of Finance, enemy at Ministry of Trade, enemy at AMA. You are in big trouble. At least make enemies at AMA, but make friends at Finance. You have to balance your enemies. Don't just make wholesale enemies and say, as for me, I speak my mind. I don't care what you think. You are not smart. You are not strategic. If you are strategic, you control your temper. And some people, they are not worth having as enemies today. You can make them enemies next year. But this year, you can't. And if they decide to fight you, you are dead. You will die before you can fight. Don't make too many enemies. And anytime you make an enemy, make a friend to balance him. All right? If you go to an office and somebody says, you this man, I don't like your face. Look for somebody in the office and make him your friend. Balance that, because if your enemies become too many in a place, they can conspire and wipe you out. That's what happened to Israel. The Egyptians were conspiring to deal shrewdly with them, and nobody has clue of what is happening until they are all enslaved. And it took them another 40 years before they were delivered. May God give us wisdom. Amen. Finally, let me end with this. So what is God's great desire? What does God desire most from us? What are we supposed to fill the earth with? And I'm ending with this. Numbers chapter 14, verse 20 to 21. Then the Lord said, I have pardoned according to your word. But truly, as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord. God desires to fill the earth with his glory. In Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 14, it says, for the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of God as the waters cover the sea. What does God expect from us, children of God? He expects that we fill the earth with his glory, that we touch the earth with his glory. Listen to me, there are people filling the earth with alcohol, with pornography, with drugs, and all kinds of dangers. We, the children of God, must counteract that and fill the earth with products that honor God, that honor family, that builds human lives, that encourages people, and that makes the world a better place. Let's fill this earth with the knowledge of the glory of God. May you walk and work with God and touch your world and touch your generation with so much glory, with so much power, that the world will know that you came and you lived and you made a difference. God bless you.
Thank you for listening to Living Word. To interact with Pastor Mensa Otabil, like his page on Facebook. Follow him on Twitter @Mensa Otabil. Email otabil@centralgospel.com or call +233 302 688 000.
Hi there, my name is Evans Mensah. I would like to tell you about the Joy News Impact Makers Awards and why you should be excited about it. Because you see, there are people who dedicate themselves to a cause they care deeply about. These are everyday people who go the extra mile to make their communities better. I'm talking about the people making real impact on humanity. The Joy News Impact Award is about these individuals. Many of you have nominated that person you feel truly deserves to be celebrated as a Joy News Impact Maker. Our panel of judges is receiving the entries. In May, 10 of these amazing and outstanding people will be selected at an event that would celebrate their remarkable dedication and service to humanity. This is the Joy News Impact Makers Awards, where we celebrate ordinary people who are making extraordinary impact. Join Joy News and the Multimedia Group to recognize, honor, and support dedicated people and their inspiring work. Joy News Impact Makers Awards. It's time to celebrate greatness.
Classical Lovers Show is a weekly compilation of the world's greatest compositions from the 17th to the 20th century. A unique combination of concertos, symphonies, orchestra, and nature sounds from the legendary composers in the classical repertoire. Join Jeffrey each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. till midnight for the very best of classical music by the legendary composers right here on Joy 99.7 FM.
The atmosphere is charged for rivalry and fun. Yes, it's the 12th edition of the Hits FM Rep Your Jersey powered by Bet365. Can Man City win the first ever Champions League trophy? Or will Inter Milan grab their 4th title? It's the Citizens versus the Nerazzurris. Wear your favorite club jersey and join us at the Aviation Social Center Saturday, 10th of June for the Hits FM Rep Your Jersey. Powered by Bet365. 10 a.m. till you drop. There'll be lots of fun, excitement, entertainment, and amazing prizes to be won. Activities include a Jama Wash and Field contest, sports quiz, five-a-side soccer, and many more. You don't want to miss this entertainment and fan-packed day as we climax and watch the finale of the UEFA Champions League in grand style on a giant screen. Follow us on our social media platforms with the hashtag HitsRepYourJersey23. The Hits FM Rep Your Jersey is powered by Bet365, supported by Joy Sport and Joy Prime, and sponsored by Shell Talks Lozenges, Think Natural, Think Shell Talks, Leopard Balm, Fast Action Pain Balm, Nasco, Bring Home Happiness, Heineken, Share the Passion, Jamal Soap, your partner for clean clothes, National Petroleum Authority, Day by Day Man from Dream Cosmetics, Dream It, Live It, Aquadot Natural Mineral Water, Wupenum Anubio, Citizen Sports Mall, Franco Trading Enterprise, Phone Papa Fee, DSTV, feel every moment, Go TV, love it. It's the Hits FM Rep Your Jersey.
Keep the frequency clear. 99.7.
I'm a